Hello children, welcome to social science class. Okay, what we have discussed in the last class? In the last class we have discussed the four things that had been discussed in the last class. The first one is liberals and their demands. Next, Frankfurt Parliament. Next, political rights of women. A lesson learned by the conservative rights. Okay. Next, in this session, let us we have come across 4 points. Next, in this session, we shall discuss the making of Germany and the making of Italy. This is making of Italy. Next, making of German. Here is the German state. Prussia was headed by German nation. Making of Germany and making of Italy. German unification was made in 1871. Italy unification was made 1870. The first, let us discuss German. Can the army be architect of the nation? Can the army be architect of nation? Yes, army can be architect of nation because there was an important role to making of Germany. The important role was made by army to making of German state. That's why army is the architect of German state. After 1848, nationalism in Europe moved away from its association with democracy and revolution. Okay, after 1848, there was a revolution which took place in France, and Frankfurt Parliament which made in the St. Paul's Church of France, Frankfurt Parliament, as we discussed in the last class. After the 1848, a revolution which took place that was popularly known as February Revolution finally dethroned the Louis Philippe and ascended the throne of Napoleon III. After 1848, there was number of changes which affected on German states. There was a French Revolution, especially the century of 19th century was called as the year of revolutionary years. The year of revolutionary years. The first one is July Revolution 1830, February Revolution 1848, the unification of Italy 1870, unification of Germany 1871. These are all the reasons. Unification which were made in 19th century. On 19th century was called as the year of revolution in the history of Europe. In the history of Europe, the unification of German is one of the milestone in the history of Europe. Was one of the milestone in the history of Europe because nationalism, liberalism, democracy. In the background of nationalism, liberalism and democracy, Greece, Romania, Bulgaria, Italy, so many states, they had become nation states. There was a dynasty. These countries, they were scattered and ruled many dynasties. Habsburg dynasty, Hanover dynasty and Bourbon dynasty. And already they destroyed all these monarchy system. Greece, Romania, Bulgaria, these countries had Italy. These countries had become nation state. And next, let us go with the Germany. 1871. Already Italy was unified in 1870. You just remember, Italy was unified in 1870. But German state was unified in 1871. After 1848, nationalism in Europe moved away from in the association of nationalism, which means in 1848 nationalism, which means moved away with the first one is democracy and revolution. Democracy and second one is ಇವೆರಡರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು revolution. nationalism andre 1848 nationalism, which means nationalism in Europe moved away with the association from its association with democracy and revolution. Along with the nationalism was going along with the democracy and national revolution, nationalist sentiments were often mobilized by conservatives for promoting state power and achieving political domination over Europe. Note, national sentiments, which means uniform administration, uniform law, uniform language, single language, uniform language, uniform national anthem. These are all the national sentiments. National sentiment, which means a feeling of oneness. These national sentiments were often mobilized, were often popularized, were often fought by conservatives. ಆ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಟಿವ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅವರಂದರೆ ದೇ ವರ್ ಮೊಬಲೈಸಿಂಗ್ ದ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸೆಂಟಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು, ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸೆಂಟಿಮೆಂಟನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಸಿಂದ. ಯಾರು? ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಟಿವ್ಸ್. ದೋಸ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಟಿವ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ದೇ ವರ್ ಫಾಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ಟ್ರೆಡಿಷನಲಿಸ್ಟ್ monarchy system from promoting state power. Why did they mobilize? Why were national sentiments mobilized by conservatives? The first one is promoting state power. Promoting state power. State power ಅನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾಯಿತು, ಪ್ರಮೋಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಯಿತು. Promoting state power. Promoting state power. Promoting state power. Second one is achieving political domination. Achieving political domination. Achieving political domination. Achieving political domination. Why were national sentiments mobilized by conservatives? They had to promote state power. They had to show state power. ಎಷ್ಟೈತೆ state power na ತೋರಿಸಬೇಕಾಯಿತು. And next, achieving political domination. They wanted to establish their power all over the Europe. That's why they mobilized the sentiments of nationalism across the Europe. Okay, who mobilized the sentiment of nationalism? One was conservatives. Why did conservatives mobilize the sentiment of national feeling? Because they had to establish, promote state power, and they had to achieve political domination over Europe. These national sentiments can be observed in the process by which Germany and Italy came to be unified as nation states. We can see the national sentiments in the processing of unification of Italy in 1870, or unification of Germany in 1871. As you've seen, nationalist feelings were widespread among middle class Germans who in 1848 tried to unite the different regions of German Confederation into a nation state governed by an elected parliament. In the last period, as you've seen, national feelings were widespread among middle class Germans. Middle class people, who are called as middle class people, those who were professors, teachers, lawyers, doctors, they were called as middle class Germans, who in 1848 tried to unite the different regions of German Confederation. Okay, German. What was the story of German? Actually, German was scattered 360. German was scattered. There was no single united state. The people, they spoke single language, but even they scattered many regions. There was no united state. ಅಂದರೆ ಜರ್ಮನ್ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಜರ್ಮನ್ ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು? ಅರಿದು ಹಂಚೋಗಿತ್ತು. ದ ಜರ್ಮನ್ ವಾಸ್ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾಟರ್ಡ್ ಅಮಾಂಗ್ ದಿ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಡೈನೆಸ್ಟೀಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಹಂಗಾದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟಿದ್ವು ಹಂಗಾದ್ರೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ 300 states. 300 states were there. Napoleon made as a Rhine unification, Rhine ಒಕ್ಕೂಟ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಮಾಡಿದ. He converted 36 states. Once Napoleon attacked against the Germany, he made and he developed the sense of nationalism among the Europeans. He converted 300 states into 36 states. 36 state ಅನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾರು ನೆಪೋಲಿಯನ್. These tried to unite the different regions in 1848, tried to unite the different regions of German Confederation into a nation states governed by elected parliament. All the members of Europeans, they gathered all the regions of Europe. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವನ್ನ ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ನಡೆಸ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. The first one is Alsace. Just you remember, listen carefully. Alsace and Lorraine. Alsace and Lorraine was ruled by France. Alsace and Lorraine was ruled by France. Alsace and Lorraine. Alsace and Lorraine, which was ruled by France. And next, Schleswig and Holstein. Schleswig and Holstein were ruled by Schleswig and Holstein were ruled by Denmark. Schleswig and Holstein were ruled by Denmark. And next, Luxembourg of German state was ruled by Holland. And next one is Hanover of German state was ruled by England. Hanover. Okay, these are the states. These are all the states, which means Alsace, Lorraine, Schleswig, Holstein, Luxembourg, Hanover. These are all the states of Germany. ಇವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಜರ್ಮನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವು? Those who are called as German states ಅಂದರೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಯರ್. This is Hanover. This is Hanover. You can look at the board properly here. This is called as German. Okay, this is Prussia, Hanover. This province was ಇದನ್ನ ಜರ್ಮನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. But German was scattered. It was ruled by various dynasties. For example, the first Alsace and Lorraine were ruled by France. Schleswig and Holstein were ruled by Denmark. Luxembourg was ruled by Holland. Hanover was ruled by England. Like this, the German was scattered and ruled among the various dynasties. According to 1815 Vienna Congress. That's why Vienna Congress, it was one of the biggest cheat ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನೇನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ? ವಿಯೆನ್ನಾದ ಮಹಾಮೋಸ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾಟರ್ಡ್. ಇದೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತು ವಿಯೆನ್ನಾ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್? ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಯಾರದು ಹೆಡ್? ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಹೆಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಮೆಟರ್ನಿಕ್, ದ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಾ. He cheated to German states. He scattered the German states. ಜರ್ಮನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ ನೆಪೋಲಿಯನ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ 36 ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇತ್ತು, ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಬೇರೆಯವರಿಗೆ ವಹಿಸಿಕೊಟ್ರು. ಓಕೆ, ಹಿಯರ್ ಬಟ್ 1848 ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ 1848? In last period we have discussed 1848 tried to unite the different regions of German Confederation into a nation state. All these, which are the states? All these states, total 36 states. Here bookಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ. Line to line, let's go line to line. Try to unite the different regions of German Confederation. Try to unite the German Confederation. It could be Alsace, Lorraine, Schleswig, Holstein, Luxembourg, next to Hanover. These are all confederation. Try to unite. These are all confederation into a nation states. They wanted to become nation states governed by elected parliament. In the last period we have discussed 1848, 18 May 1848, 831 elected representative marched in festive procession to take their place in the Frankfurt Parliament, convinced in the Church of St. Paul. ಸೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಲಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕಲ್ತಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾದರೂ ಹೋದರು. ಯಾಕೆ ಹೋದರು? ವೈ ಡಿಡ್ ದೇ ಗೋ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ German as a nation state. They wanted to make German as a nation states. This liberal initiative to nation building was, however, repressed by the combined forces of the monarchy. Combined forces of the monarchy. This, just you think this Frankfurt Parliament, here all the members of German states, liberal middle class people, they were going to Frankfurt Parliament 18 May 1848. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೋದರು ಆ್ಯಸ್ ವಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಹೋದರು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಾಯಿತು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಹಂಗಾದರೆ? ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ದೇ ವೆಂಟ್ 831 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾರ್ಚ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಫೆಸ್ಟಿವ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಷನ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ದೇರ್ ಫ್ರಾಂಕ್ಫರ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೋಣಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರು. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೀತು ಹಂಗಾದ್ರೆ? ಅದು ವೇರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ಡ್? ಚರ್ಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಲ್. They drafted a constitution for a German nation to be headed by monarchy subject to a parliament. When the deputies offered the crown of this term, Frederick William IV, King of Prussia. Who was Frederick William IV? King of Prussia. 831 members illige bandru. Here all the 831 members they went here. They wanted to take over the church. They wanted to take over the seat of church. ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? They made William IV the king of Prussia. Prussia was the part of German. The Prussia was only wanted to, always the Prussia wanted to make nation state, German as a nation state. ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಷ್ಯಾಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದೇ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇತ್ತು, ಏನು? ಜರ್ಮನ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ the Prussia was ruled by king of Frederick William IV. ಬಟ್ ಇವನು ಆಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಏನನ್ನ? ಈ ರಿಜೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ದ ಅಸೆಂಬ್ಲಿ. ಏನನ್ನ? ಎಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಟಿವ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇವನು ಆಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ದ ಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಷ್ಯಾ, ಹೂ? ವಿಲಿಯಂ ಫೆಡರಿಕ್ IV. ಯಾಕೆ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಈ ಫಿಯರ್ಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಾದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎದರಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ ಇವನು? ಆಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ. ಅಂಡ್ ರಿಜೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ಡ್ ಮೊನಾರ್ಕ್ to oppose the elected assembly. The opposition of the aristocracy and military became stronger ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಬಂತು? The liberal initiative. Line number 5. The liberal initiative to nation building was, however, repressed by the combined forces to the monarchy and the military. Finally, these 831 members were repressed by ಅಂದರೆ 831 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಡೆಮಾಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾರು? ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೊನಾರ್ಕಿ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಮಿಲಿಟರಿ. ಆಲ್ ದ ಕಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುರೋಪ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮಿಲಿಟರಿ ತಮ್ಮದು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ? ಕಂಬೈನ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮೊನಾರ್ಕಿ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಮಿಲಿಟರಿ ಸಪೋರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಓನರ್ಸ್. ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಫ್ರಾಂಕ್ಫರ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್, elected assembly of 831 members. They were repressed by monarchy. Second one is military. Third one is land owners. ಯಾಕೆ? ದೇ ಫಿಯರ್ಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಹೆದರಿಕೆ ಇತ್ತು, ಇವರೇನ ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ತಗೊಂಡಂದ್ರೆ ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಟೇಕ್ ಓವರ್ ದ ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಫಿನಿಶ್ಡ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ದೇ ಆಪೋಸ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ರೆಫ್ರೆಸ್ಡ್ ದ 831 ಫ್ರಾಂಕ್ಫರ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ರೆಫ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ supported by landowners, they were called as Junkers of Prussia. From then on, Prussia took on the leadership of the movement for national unification. From then on, Prussia took on the leadership of movement for national unification. After 1848, the unification of German was led by Prussia. The unification of German was led by Prussia. From then on, Prussia took on the leadership of movement for national unification. Its chief minister, who was the chief minister of Prussia? Otto von Bismarck was the architect of this process, carried out with the help of Prussian army and bureaucracy. Who was the architect? One more question. Who was the architecture of unification of Germany? Otto von Bismarck, he followed the iron and blood method. Who followed the iron and blood method? Otto von Bismarck, who followed the iron and blood method. ಉಕ್ಕು ಮತ್ತು ಕಬ್ಬಿಣ ಮತ್ತು ರಕ್ತ ನೀತಿಯನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಸಿದ. ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಇವನೊಂದು ಮಾತು, ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಭಾಷಣ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಯೂನಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಟು ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್. ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಮೇಕ್ ಎ ರೆವಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಎ blood and iron method. We can definitely use blood and iron method. Who? Otto von Bismarck. Who was called as Otto von Bismarck? Who was the architecture of unification of Germany? Otto von Bismarck. With the help of yara help anna taganda, that's why German unification it was called as it can be called as architect of a nation. ಇದನ್ನೇನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಜರ್ಮನ್ ಯೂನಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅನ್ನು? ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಆರ್ಮಿ ರೆವಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ Otto von Bismarck carried out with the help of the Prussia army and bureaucracy 3 wars over 7 years. Who was the architecture of German unification? Otto von Bismarck. How did he unify the German states? With helping of the first one is army of Prussia and bureaucracy. ಅಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿನ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳನ್ನು ಹೆಲ್ಪನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು ಯೂನಿಫೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ. ಅಂಡ್ ವೆಸ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವಾರ್ ನಡೀತವೆ. ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ 3 wars over 7 years. There are 2 stages of German unification. The first one stage 1815 to 1862. There were number of developments which made to unify of German. The first one is the era of Metternich in Germany. As a result, indirectly nationalism feeling developed over the German states. Next one is the establishment of Zollverein. As we discussed in the last class, Zollverein. ಏನು Zollverein ಅಂದರೆ? It was one of the union of tax. It made uniform. There was a different states of German followed different of tax system. When established Zollverein system, the tax system was unified after the establishment of Zollverein. Establishment of Zollverein developed a sense of nationalism. Next one is 1848 Revolution of France. It also provoked the revolution of German. Next one is 1850 Erfurt Assembly. This was also provoked unification of Germany. Next one is second stage is 1862 to 1871. Next, after the Frederick William IV, who came to power? William I. Who came to power? William I of the King of Prussia. The King of Prussia under the unification which was led by William I. Next, there were 3 wars, 7 years. The first one war is the famous which was led by Otto von Bismarck. First one 1864-65 Danish War. Here Denmark he controlled over the, here this is Denmark controlled over the Schleswig and Holstein. The people of Schleswig and Holstein were belonging to German states but were controlled by Denmark. ಅಂದರೆ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಗಳು ಯಾರೇ ಸೇರಿದ್ದು? Schleswig and Holstein, they belonged to German but they were controlled by Denmark government. Okay, they wanted unify of German. The first one, Otto von Bismarck, he planned to wage war against the Denmark with helping of Austria. 1864 to 65. That was called as Danish War. 1864 to 65. Okay. Finally, he defeated the Denmark with the help of Austria. For the sharing of this Schleswig and Holstein, there was a clashes started between Austria and next to Prussia. Austria and Prussia ಅಂದರೆ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಾ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತೆ ಯಾರಿಗೆ? ಪ್ರಷ್ಯಾಕ್ಕೆ. ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ಶ್ಲೇಷ್ವಿಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಹೋಲ್ಸ್ಟೈನನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಆವಾಗ ಇವೆರಡನ್ನ ಹಂಚಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರಿಬ್ಬರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಗಲಾಟೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು? ಒಟೋನ್ ಬಿಸ್ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಮತ್ತು ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಾದ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಜಗಳ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರೀಟಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಟ್ರೀಟಿ, ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಶ್ಲೇಷ್ವಿಗ್ which would be ruled by Austria, which was controlled by Austria. Sorry, Schleswig was controlled by Prussia. Holstein was controlled by Austria. Holstein was controlled by Austria. Okay na? This war ended. This war took place in 1816 from 1864 to 1865. Finally, Prussia merged the state of which state? Schleswig. Schleswig kana merge ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು. Next they wanted to merge Holstein. Initially it was controlled by Denmark, but as a result of Danish war, Austria claim ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ನನಗೂ ಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ವಾದ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿಂದ there was a treaty took place between Austria and Otto Bismarck. Finally, Schleswig was controlled by Prussia. Next one is Holstein was controlled by Austria. Next, Otto Bismarck planned to gain the Holstein from Austria. Next, second war is Austro war. Second war is they wanted to unify the line. Second war, Austro-Prussian war. It took place in a Austro-Prussian war. 1866, because Otto Bismarck wanted to gain Holstein from Austria. He made a plan to make Austria as alone. ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಾವನ್ನು ಯುರೋಪ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಏನು? ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್, ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ನನಗೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ? ಎಸ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅಪ್ರಿಷಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಜ್ಯುವೆಲರಿಂಗ್. ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ನಮಗೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ? ಫ್ರೆಶ್ಯಾಗೆ. ಯಾಕೆ? ಜ್ಯುವೆಲರಿನ ಅಪ್ರಿಷಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಜ್ಯುವೆಲರಿನ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿಯನ್ನು, ಜ್ಯುವೆಲರಿನ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ನ ಅಪ್ರಿಷಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ರಷ್ಯಾ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ? ಎಸ್, ರಷ್ಯಾ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ? ರಷ್ಯಾ ವಾಸ್ ದ ಅಪೋಸಿಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಾ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕ್ರಿಮಿಯಾ ವಾರ್ Russia waged war against the Poland, but they asked support of Austria, but Austria did not support to Russia in the Crimea war. But Austria was the enemy of Russia. Okay, the first one is England supported to France. England supported to Prussia. Next, Russia supported to Prussia. Okay, Russia supported to Prussia. Next, ಫ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಗೆ ಕೆಲವು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಆಸೆಯನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಯಾರು? ಒಟ್ಟೋ ಬಿಸ್ಮಾರ್ಕ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಫ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸಪೋರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು Prussia. No, Austria had become alone. ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಾ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಅಲೋನ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್, ವಿತ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ William I, the king of Prussia, he waged war against the Austria. Finally, 1866, he conquered the Holstein. Finally, Holstein merged in the Prussia state. And next one is war is Franco-Prussian war. Because France controlled over the Alsace and Lorraine. ಸರಿ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ. ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ Denmark controlled over Schleswig and Holstein in the Danish War. Schleswig was controlled by Prussia, but Holstein was not controlled by Prussia. It was controlled by Austria. In order to gain of this Holstein, Otto Bismarck, he had to wage another war that was called as Austro-Prussian War. Finally, Austro-Prussian War with making alone of Austria, how England, Russia, French was supported to Prussia. ಇದನ್ನು ಅಲೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತು, ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಾವನ್ನು ಅಲೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಫೈನಲಿ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಾ ವಾಸ್ ಡಿಫೀಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಪ್ರಷಿಯಾ ಅಂಡ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕಂತು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಎರಡು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಬಂದು ಶ್ಲೇಷ್ವಿಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಹೋಲ್ಸ್ಟೈನ್. ಶ್ಲೇಷ್ವಿಗ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಡೆನ್ಮಾರ್ಕ್, Holstein from Austria. Finally, Schleswig and Holstein merged into the German state. Next one is France, Alsace and Lorraine. Alsace and here this side France, this side Denmark already merged. Alsace and Lorraine, they were the part of German states. Alsace and Lorraine, which belonged to German states, but it was controlled by Bourbon dynasty. It was controlled by Bourbon dynasty. Napoleon III. When was Napoleon III? When did Napoleon III ascended throne? 1848. After the February Revolution. Otto Bismarck, he wanted to gain Alsace and Lorraine from French. With the helping of, there was a manipulation idea. It was introduced by Otto Bismarck. ಅದೊಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕತೆ, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಫೈನಲಿ he successfully merged the Alsace and Lorraine by defeating France, third Napoleon. These states also merged into German states. German state became free with the three wars. The first one war is Danish War. When was Danish War? First one war is Danish War. Second one war is Austro-Prussian War. Third one war is Franco-Prussian War. Danish War. By Danish War, they gained Schleswig. And next one is by Austro-Prussian War, they gained Holstein. Next one is by Austro-France War, they gained Alsace and Lorraine. Finally ended in Prussia victory 1871 and completed the process of unification in January 1871. How was German unified? Who was the architecture of German unification? Otto Bismarck was the architecture of German unification. How was German unified? With the help of Prussia army and bureaucracy. 3 wars over 7 years with Austria, first Denmark, Austria and France. Ended in Prussia victory and completed the process of unification in 1871. Like this, 2 marks question. How was German unified? With the help of Prussia army and bureaucracy. 3 wars over 7 years with Austria, Denmark and France. Ended in Prussia victory. Completed the process of unification in 1871. After the 1871, the Prussia had become unified state. Prussia was the capital city. All the 36 states were controlled by Prussia. Like in Indian states, how many states are there? Total 28. No, 28. Like this also 36 states are there. 36 states were there. 36 states were controlled by Prussia. The king of Prussia William I, the king of Prussia. William I was proclaimed German emperor in ceremony held at Versailles. Versailles ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸೆರೆಮನಿ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. The king of Prussia. Who was the king of Prussia after the unification of German? One marks question. William I, Kaiser William I was called as Kaiser William I. Who was the prime minister of William I? Otto von Bismarck was the prime minister of after the unification of Germany. On the bitterly cold morning on 18 January 1871, an assembly comprising the princes of German states. Bitter cold morning, ತುಂಬಾ cold ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ 8 January 1871. An assembly comprising of the princes of German states. All the princes of German state, 36 states princes, all the 36 princes of the German states, a representative of the army, important Prussian ministers including the chief minister, important Prussian ministers who were assembled in the Prussia 18 January 71. The first one is a representative of the army, because army made important role in the German unification. Representative of the army, the princes of German states, Prussian ministers, and next one is chief minister Otto von Bismarck or prime minister Otto von Bismarck gathered in the unheated hall of, here is figure number 1, this is unheated hall of mirror in the palace of Versailles. Unheated hall of mirrors, it was in the palace of Versailles to proclaim the new empire headed by Kaiser William I of Prussia. Kaiser William who was the emperor of after the unified of Germany? Kaiser William I. Who was the prime minister? Otto von Bismarck. Who was called as architecture of German unification? Otto von Bismarck. Who followed blood and iron method? Otto von Bismarck. How was German unified? With the help of Fresh armed bureaucracy. There were 3 wars over 7 years: Danish War, Franco-Prussian War, Austro-Prussian War, and ended the victory and completed the process of unification in January 1871. Who emperor became after the German unification? Kaiser William I of Prussia. The nation building process in Germany had demonstrated the dominance of Prussia. Here in the earlier period we have discussed the promoting state power. We like this, we have to understand promoting state power. Every state is very important. By the unification of Germany, they wanted Schleswig-Holstein, Alsace-Lorraine, Hanover, Luxembourg. These are all migrated to German states. It promoting the importance of nation states. And Prussia state, the new state placed a strong emphasis on modernizing the currency. Nodri, vasta bandiರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ government. What were the achievements of Kaiser William or Otto von Bismarck government? The first one is the nation building process in Germany had demonstrated the dominance of Prussia. All these nation buildings, they wanted to become nation states ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. They had become nation state. This nation building process in Germany ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಿಂದ ಆಯಿತು? had demonstrated by the democratic Prussia. It was headed by Prussia. It clearly expresses that the domination of state, every state is very important. The domination of state which goes to Prussia. Always Prussia wanted to desire to become nation state under the leadership of Kaiser William I. Okay, and next, Prussia state power. What were the achievements of new government? The new state placed a strong emphasis modernizing the currency. 2 marks question. What were the achievements of Kaiser William government and Otto von Bismarck government? ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಹಂಗಾದ್ರೆ? ಹಿಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಜರ್ಮನಿಯನ್ನು ಯೂನಿಫೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು? What did they make? The first one is on modernizing the currency. Banking system also modernized. Legal and judicial system in Germany. What were the achievements of new government? Modernizing the currency. Banking system was improved. Legal and judicial system in Germany. Prussian measures and practice often became a model of rest of Germany. The Prussian ಏನು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೋ measures and practices often again and again which used a rest of the Germany. Okay, I hope you have understood first what we have discussed. The first one is the German unification. 1871, how was German unified? How was German unified? This is a very important question. And Frankfurt Parliament. And next, who was the architecture of German unification? Who had become the emperor of Prussia after the German unification? Who? Kaiser William I, who was architecture of German unification. Otto von Bismarck, one mark question. What were the achievements of new government? Modernizing the currency, banking, legal and judicial system in Germany. Okay, I hope you have understood. Thank you.